in Royal Berkshire.
This is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
Morning, boys and girls. Halfway through the week again. Yes, indeed, it's Wednesday, the 17th of June 2020. Good morning. All right, welcome to another fun-packed show of entertainment provided to you completely free of charge by the Lord above and my mum and dad as well. Thank you very much, gang. Another overcast day, it looks like, here at the moment. Yesterday, we had a storm. We had a bit of a thunderstorm yesterday at about... It was about 20 past 3, half past 3 in the afternoon. I just got into bed for my afternoon nap. And I could hear the thunder outside. Didn't see any lightning, though. No lightning, just a bit of thunder and an awful lot of rain, which was very useful because I'd just done some more seeds on the lawn. If my lawn's like this, okay, there's like half there and then it kind of goes up a bit, right? So I did that half the other day. And that's all good, and I thought I'd do the rest of it today. But no, I noticed on that side, there's a long strip on it, which has got hardly any grass at all there. So I did that bit yesterday and put seeds down and all that, give it a little bit of a water, and the rain chucked it out. The only thing is, I mean, I tried to rake it in a little bit, but the downpour with such force, it's kind of moved all the seeds a little bit. So I might give that another little bit of a rake today. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. But there we are. So overcast yesterday. I gather many of you had storms yesterday. I think it was Dan S. was saying on the when we were doing the quiz last night. Quiz night every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. What a lovely night last night we had. Fab night last night for the quiz. We started giving away a pen each week at the quiz as well. So... just a little prize, not to the person who gets the most points, because then they'd all cheat, you see. Not every single one, probably Shania, who's head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, she wouldn't cheat. I'm not sure about everyone else, though. I'd be a bit concerned people were cheating all the time. So, what we did at the end of the show, for those of you that were with us in the live chat box who ask for a raffle ticket like that, we put those all in like a little, where is it now? I haven't done them yet, actually. They're still here. I put them all in here and we pulled out a ticket and we gave away a pen live on air. But that can only work for people in the live chat box, all right? And then that ticket doubled up as their sort of raffle ticket for the Monday raffle as well. So that worked quite well last night. Looking forward to next week's one. Thank you so much, Dave. Mustard. Is it mustard, do you think? Yeah, this come from eBay, actually, about 10 quid a little while ago. We don't spend money on clothes. No need to spend money on clothes. Talking of the weather, we could be looking for some hot weather, boys and girls, on the way in the super soaraway sun today. The UK will be hit by a scorching heat wave that could last for several weeks, the latest weather charts have shown. It comes after parts of the UK were hit by heavy thunderstorms yesterday, that's like here, with a yellow, incidentally, the yellow alert, have I got my, yes, the yellow alert is not the same as the red alert. Here's the red alert. I mean, when you hear that go off, be worried. Something terrible is about to occur in your sad, lonely, pathetic lives. When you hear that warning, you know, something terrible has happened. But that's not, it's a yellow alert. Meow, meow. Not bad at all, yeah. More like a cat meowing, to be honest. Meow, or hissing. I like it when cats are angry. Their eyes go like that and their ears go back like that, don't they? Can you do a cat? No, cats don't do that. That's just my Tourette's. Like that, the cats. A yellow warning has been issued by the Met Office yesterday. Temperatures could surge, but I do like a surge, don't you? Do you like a surge? We like a surge. Temperatures could surge to as high as 30 degrees centigrade, which is 30, 60, 90, which is about 180 degrees Fahrenheit in the southeast of the country. Hello, that's where I am at the moment, at the end of June, but the mercury will slow slightly slower temperatures in other regions of the UK. Oh, what a shame. If you're not in the southeast, you're going to have to turn central heating on, dear. Gas will be sucked out of those pipes to make a little flame in your house so you're nice and cosy and warm. Highs of 21 expected in Scotland, Northern Ireland 17, all right? And it says the weather is set to remain warm throughout the west of this month, with temperatures still hitting 25 degrees centigrade, which is about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, in large parts of the southeast region. because we had a nice sunny May, didn't we? It was lovely in May. And then the 1st of June came and it started chucking it down. Mind you, the garden needed it. It was as dry as it was as dry as bone. It was absolutely as dry as a bone. That garden really was. I had to keep watering the plants, and then I think that's why I'm having to buy new seeds for my lawn. So I did that bit and a bit on the side. Well, I've run out of seeds, so I've had to order some more, which are coming today. They are on their way today. Although parcels aren't doing too well in the post at the moment, are they? I happen to know that sometimes you win something or you buy something from here and you send stuff through, and or I send stuff to you. It takes ages for it to get there. Occasionally, very occasionally, we had a smashed mug that was sent out. You know, it was very carefully wrapped. We had one bloke, I think it was Stephen Petty, who received his mug in the post. Nothing wrong with it. It was all perfectly wrapped. Took it out of the thing and immediately dropped it onto a stone floor. So it smashed into millions and millions of pieces. Why someone can't go out and just get a glue gun or something like that and put it back together, I don't know. Perhaps he's no good at DIY. Same as me. Not very good at DIY. No. Just how it is, isn't it? But, as I say, sometimes the stuff doesn't get to the other end. Doesn't happen very often, just occasionally. And in the Daily Mail this morning, it says online shopping used to be so simple and convenient. You could have anything you wished for delivered to your door at the touch of a button, often within 24 hours. Oh yes, Amazon one-click ordering. Who uses that? Me. I love it. It says, if you're not in, no problem. The driver would happily leave your parcel with a friendly neighbour for safekeeping. Unfortunately, I have friendly neighbours down here. You know, perhaps some of you don't have friendly neighbours, you know. Never talk to them. Bit of trouble, have you? Keep parking over their side of the road, do you? Eh? Fence a little bit waving around and you won't do anything about it. Am I right? You know? Your tree is slightly by about, half a millimetre gone over their fence. They've chopped it down immediately and chucked it back over your garden. Have you got neighbours like that? Well, it says, with lockdown forcing record numbers of households to buy goods online. This is in the Daily Mail this morning. Deliveries have become a logistical nightmare. That's a good word, isn't it? Logistical. See if you can use that in a sentence today. Probably some of you won't be able to because you're not that intelligent. That's how it is. Can you use the word logistical? Many people previously only used to use online shopping to make one-off purchases of items that were perhaps too heavy to carry or too far away to collect. Well, I don't know about you, but some time ago now, in particular in the last 12 months, about a year and a half, 2 years ago now, I started buying everything from Amazon simply because if there's something wrong, you just tell them and they send it back and send you a new one or put the money straight back in your account. It's so easy. It's so easy. John Lewis is similar to that, but some of these awful shops, including the country's most popular online, shop retailer, what sells electrical goods, you know the one I mean. Dreadful when you take something back. Ow, we've got to send it away for testing. No, you haven't. You give me a new one now or my money back. Ow, but it's company policy. And I don't want all that, you see. You've put me off going in your store. I don't go in anymore. Sometimes I go in to look at an item and then I come back here and order it off Amazon because your customer service is dire. That's why. So I started ordering stuff from Amazon ages ago. And at the end of the day, it's easier than getting the car out, going around to wherever you're going. And even if it's like one of those DIY places, going there, parking the car, walking all the way from the car to the shop door and having to go around and then queue. Stand in a line of people waiting to hand over your money to someone on the till. And there's only one person on the till and 10 people in the queue. You know what I mean. So it's easier for me to order from Amazon. But many, many more people are doing that now. Possibly you've just started doing this. It says, couriers are scrambling to keep up with families as families demand multiple deliveries a day from different retailers. I had 2 parcels yesterday. What are they? Here's a clue. I will reveal live and exclusively on this show this morning what came through my slot yesterday. I'm very, very excited. Here's another clue. Listen. Any ideas what that could be? Are you excited now? No, not yet. I'm holding it over. You see how I'm hooking you in now? You can't go to work now or to the toilet for fear of worrying and missing what I'm about to show you. Social distancing has meant goods are routinely dumped in plain sight if customers are out, leading to a surge in complaints about missing and stolen items. Has this happened to you? Drivers are also no longer able to ask customers to sign for packages as they must remain at least 2 metres away. Some firms, including Royal Mail Parcel Force and Yodel, Yodel. Why don't the people from Yodel do that? Instead of ringing the door, that could be like their kind of catchphrase, their sort of motto, couldn't it? When you get a parcel from Yodel, instead of knocking it, they open the little flap of the letterbox. They open your slot. Yodel, oh, Yodel, oh, Yodel, oh. A little bit like that. Would that work? I haven't got my hearing aid turned on. Well, you won't hear it then, will you? Another parcel missed. Your fault. I'm sure you'd be more likely to hear that than that little card that they shove through the letterbox when they say you're out, when you're actually in. I know that's happened to some of you. Some firms, including Royal Mail, Parcel Force and Yodel, have given their drivers permission to sign on a customer's behalf. The companies claim a driver is only allowed to do this if they see the customer take the package. But customers say this is not always the case. Some have received notifications claiming they have signed for parcels they have not been given. Remember 2 weeks ago? That happened to me. I received a text on my phone. Your parcel has now been delivered. And I went outside to my door, the place where they usually put it, nothing there. And that's where they leave some. They don't even ring now. They don't even ring the phone bell half the time. Not phone bell, the doorbell. They don't even ring the doorbell or knock on the door. You know, you're doing something in the house and I'll just go out for a little while on my bike or for my walk and there's a parcel laying there. No one rang the bell. No one knocked on the door and there's no card. It's just there. I mean, maybe it's a gift from the Lord above. He's decided to send everyone a little gift as I've been so good in my sad, lonely, pathetic life. I don't know. But that's happened to me. It happened last week. 2 weeks ago, I think it was. You remember I told you. Got a text, your parcel's been delivered. There was no parcel there. You know, and I kept going out. Maybe he's ticked something on his little gadget, you know, on the way here and hasn't quite made it yet. Nope, didn't arrive. So that night, I left it till about 8 o'clock at night and I went on the Amazon chat thing. You know, I don't know what they call that thing, the Amazon chat thing. The reply came back. I don't suppose you're speaking to a person at all. It's probably a computer you're speaking to. And it told me that the item had been updated too early and it should arrive by Wednesday. Well, this was Monday. I thought, what, 2 days early? Someone's ticked a box that says your item has been delivered 2 days early. Well, what's the point of that then? Oh dear. So of course it came to Wednesday and guess what? No parcel. Emailed them again back on the chat box and I told them what happened and the next sentence was, okay, we're very sorry, we refund your money immediately. Blimey, didn't even argue. So they know it's going on. Why would you tick something that says it's been delivered when it blooming well hasn't been? And they knew straight away it hadn't been. Didn't have to have an argument with them. That's why I like Amazon. Never had a problem with them. It says certain firms like Herpes, UPS, DHL and Argos allow... I mean, whoever named it Hermes? I mean, it's just asking for trouble. Who wants a box of disease coming through the post? Who wants to be sent some herpes spots through the post? Answer, nobody. Very unfortunate name for a delivery company, that. Certain firms such as Herpes, UPS, DHL and Argos allow their drivers to leave some parcels in a safe place of their choosing, even if customers have not given their permission. Some, including Amazon, are no longer leaving packages with neighbours. It's literally just left outside the front door, which, to be honest, here where I am isn't really a problem. You know, I mean, it's not. It's always there. Many delivery. After the deliveries fail to arrive, shoppers say their frustrations are exacerbated because they're unable to get through to retailers struggling to cope with staff shortages. So, again, I mean, I don't want this to turn into an advert for Amazon, but you don't have to ring anyone. You go on this chat box and explain what's happened, and you get your answer back like that, either a refund or what's gone on, anything like that, you know. Internet sales I've never had a problem with them. Internet sales were up by nearly a third last month compared with the same period last year. So has any of this happened to you at all, I wonder? Delivery drivers and retailers say they are dealing with order numbers close to what they usually see at Christmas, but it's all the time. You know, you get that Christmas rush for a little period of time, maybe a week or two, I suppose. Well, this is now constant. They're getting those deliveries all the time, which is great for employment. I guess they're going to have to take on other people to do these deliveries. The only other thing is, I think people have become used to this now. For 3 months we've been having to do this. Why would you go back to a shop now when you know you can sit there, tap a few keys and a little parcel arrives? And it's all part of the excitement, isn't it? As I've mentioned many times before, a little box arrives at or a big box arrives at your house and you get to open it like Christmas every single day. Twice this week for me. Twice yesterday for me. I had 2 Christmases yesterday. That's why I'm putting on so much weight. Every time a parcel arrives, I do another Christmas dinner. It's lovely. Can barely move here. Barely move. Complaints site Resolver says 2/3 of the gripes were about packages not turning up, sometimes for months. And this does happen. Consumer rights expert Martin James says allegations that parcels have been stolen have soared during lockdown. Most delivery firms say drivers would not leave a parcel outside the property without a customer's permission. One bloke ordered £129 light from Wayfair. I don't know what that is, which DHL said it would deliver on May the 28th. He received a text that morning to say it would arrive at his home. But when he and his wife Daniel returned from their morning walk, they discovered the parcel outside their home in full view of a public path. A delivery card had been posted through the letterbox, which confirmed it was next to the bins. Next to the bins. And there's a few other stories like that. So has that happened to you at all? Has that happened to you at all, I wonder? You know, stuff going around like that. It's very worrying, really. I mean, quite honestly, if you think you're going to deliver a box of herpes to me, I'd rather not have the gift, to be honest. But 2 parcels arrived yesterday. 2 parcels arrived yesterday. First of all, no, actually, no, I lied. It was 2 parcels, but I've only got one of the items here. One of the items, good God, a £9.99 super chat coming there. That's a high one, Dr. Grigorian. Hello to you. Good morning to you. And it's Dr. Grigorian's birthday today. So let me just do the raffle tickets first. What colour are they? Pink. Okay. So thank you very much for the tip. Fancy sending me a tip on your birthday, dear. Go, it should be me buying you a gift. But there you go. You've done it instead, so I'll do the tickets. Let me give you 10 free raffle tickets for your £10 tip this morning. One moment, please. One moment. Dr. Grigorian. Actually, to save time, I'm just going to put DR on your tickets because we only have one doctor here, my darling. You know, there's only one doctor in the house. Do you remember that TV series? Ba 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 ba. Yeah, DR. Sounds like a row company, doesn't it? 10 tickets for you there, my darlings. 10 free raffle tickets for your tip today. And if you're wondering what these are for, that's for the super chat. Okay, so every time someone sends us a £1 tip, I give you a free raffle ticket. And each Thursday morning, so that's tomorrow, isn't it, actually? Each Thursday morning, we give away a prize. Let me just put them all in here for you. And this week's prize is this. A brand new hooded top. These are quite thick. We have extra large and large. This is the extra large. They are quite big, okay? but these are really good quality. I've only got 2 made. But they are very good quality. That would keep you warm autumn, I would say. Maybe not winter, certainly autumn. Okay, you just need that on as you're going about. So thanks very much for that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone just fired a phaser at me then. Did you see that? Yeah, can I help? Can I help? I think it must be another YouTube channel jealous of our success on this one. It's got to be what that is. Anyway, Dr. Grigorian says, although I'm 40, I feel like 20. I guess it's true what they say. You are the age you feel. Oh no, I actually feel like 140. Oh, I don't believe that for one moment. Do you really? Anyway, it's his birthday today, and if someone's with us live and it's their birthday, they get the special treatment of the song sung specially for them. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Gregorian. Happy birthday to you. Did you say you were 40 today, Dr. Gregorian? That's a good age, 40. I had a fab time in my 40s. Sort of around about 32 to 47 was my favourite period, I think, in my life, between those periods. Although there was a lot of upset then when my mum and dad died during that period as well. But that's where I was going out the most and doing terrible things and what have you. So happy birthday to Dr. Grigorian. One of the parcels, as I say, I had a couple of parcels. One of the parcels that arrived yesterday was my window film fitting kit, which was probably a bit of a waste of money. It was this tiny little spray bottle, it wasn't actually a Stanley knife, but you know a knife with the little sharp things and you break bits off when one's worn off. One of those, and a bit of plastic to make the film flat, 10 quid, which was a complete waste of money, to be honest, but it came and I thought, oh, well, I've got it now. So that I haven't bought that up the stairs. But what I have bought was the other item, which is this. Look at this, my dears. Hand-blended foot soak, tea tree oil, for my new foot spa, which I'm enjoying using very much. I haven't smelled it. Shall I smell it? I wonder what this is like. This was 10 quid, this was. 10 quid for a bottle of stuff. Christ. Wonder what it smells. Does it probably have a foil thing on the top? There you go, look. So what? Oh, it is. It's granules. Okay. I can't really smell that through there, so I'll let me smell this. I can't get the top off. Oh, there we go. Oh, it smells nice. Bit like eucalyptus. Is that right? Oh, I like the smell of that. I don't know how much you put in there. There's no instructions on it. It's just like a little bottle. Oh, hang on. Yes, there is. How much do you put in there? Probably, is it like a couple of spoonfuls or something like that? Let me have a look. Cleanse, soften and detoxify skin. Some of you should be bathing in this. Invigorate your feet with a warm foot spa using these Epsom and Dead Sea salts from the actual Dead Sea. This has come in Israel. Israel. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. I hope there's no dead fish in it. Dead Sea salts to soothe away any aches and pains. They are rich in minerals and nutrients and will deeply cleanse the skin. Add 1 or 2 tablespoonfuls of salts to your foot spa and relax. Revitalise your mind and body with the invigorating aroma. It tells you what's in it. Magnesium. I'm not going to go for the ingredients. So that arrived in the post yesterday. How marvellous. And the other thing I was going to show you today was I have discovered new biscuits. We like biscuits, don't we? You like biscuits? You like biscuits, I know you do. These have arrived. No, I purchased these the other day in Lidl. We got these in Lidl. There we go. Lidl. Look, there we are. Malteser biscuits. And I went around and visited my mate yesterday because he's a bit down at the moment. and sat in his garden with a cup of tea and play with the cats a little bit. And here they are, Malteser biscuits. Now, I'm very pleased to announce I did not eat the whole packet. Thank you very much. Round of applause for me. I actually don't eat packets of biscuits anymore. I can take a few out and just eat those. First time ever. And I'm very pleased to announce I did not eat the whole biscuit. Look, 2 left. He didn't want any. Well, he did. He tried one and he didn't like them. They don't really taste like Maltesers. You buy something like that, you would expect those to be a bit like Maltesers, and they weren't. That's not to say they're nice, but they're not. The bit in the middle is a bit harder than it would normally be in Maltesers. But try them there. Got those from Lidl. I think £1 or something like that. Malteser biscuits. Very nice indeed. Thank you very much. All right. What's that there now? Have you just sent another 10 quid? Blimey. You must be rolling in the money today, dear. Another £10 coming in from Dr. Grigorian. He said, no, you're right. I do feel like 20 once again. Live each day with love and respect. Absolutely. Yeah, that's part of my goal. I sometimes don't hit that target, though, but I try. And I say that to everyone, If you go around being as miserable as sin all the time, you will make yourself ill. Some of these people who put the various posts and that on Facebook, every single post or message is depressing. That's not good. It's really not good. People mentioning day in, day out, today's ailment, or someone else who's died. And I'm very sorry, if someone's died in your life, I get that. But, and sometimes people put that, I understand that, or an occasional illness. But you see, certain people, every single message is just so depressing. No one's going to look at that. I'm afraid they're not. They're not interested in your depressingness, I'm afraid. That's just how it is. I'm going to just put doctor on there, okay, Dr. Grigorian? Well, there we are. So you've got 20 tickets today. Gosh. You must really want one of my sweatshirts. They were very dear. They were dearer than 20, I'll tell you that now. But that's okay, it doesn't matter. All right, 581 to those. Those ones there. And those ones there as well. That's right. Super Chatter raffle tomorrow during this show. Okay, so they're the 2 items that came. But I'm getting bits and pieces left on that door all the time. One thing I wanted to order was earth, soil for the plant pots and things like that. I wanted a bit of soil. I couldn't find anyone to deliver that, unfortunately. I went on to the Sainsbury's home base and B&Q and Wickes, and all of them, when it come to earth, it said no deliveries available. So I might have to go down the DIY shop for that. But you can do that click and collect, which I gather is not as bad as waiting, if you see what I mean. If you just go down there and wait in the queue, then you can be there for 8. I've seen some of these queues trying to get into the DIY places. My God. People are desperate for a can of paint, dear. Desperate, dear. But I think I was told if you click and collect, then you can go straight to the door and collect it like that. All right, thank you very much. Super chat from Mick Davenport. A little tip from him there. 2 raffle tickets for you, Mick. 582 and 583. And Mick says, sorry I'm late. I was watching someone else again. He keeps watching someone else in the morning. Are you going to reveal who that is, Mr. Mick Davenport? We want to know who that is, dear. Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning. As I say, Dr. Grigorian, it's his birthday today, 40 years old. Happy birthday, Dr. Grigorian. 40 is a good age. It's a really good age. 50 is a good age. But I got over 55 and start getting these pains. As I say, I've got a bit of a pain here at the moment. A bit of a soreness there. Okay, just sort of underneath that rather sagging... I think it might be something to do with the extra weight I've got on. I don't know. You get pains in different places as you get older. And I don't like to keep bothering the doctor all the time, Although when you go in, the first thing I always do when I go to a doctor is apologise for bothering them. And they're like, please, it's no bother at all. And they're never miserable about it at all. Morning to Paul and Lou. Hello, Paul and Lou. Diane Jab. Morning. Gavin is in the house. Morning, Gavin. Fran Green there. Jason Hughes. Hello to you, sir. Mandy Davenport. Lots of people wishing Dr. Grigorian a happy birthday because he is a regular on here, as you know. Dr. Grigorian is here virtually every single morning. Morning to Michael Pullman in Australia. I was having a FaceTime, actually, with my cousin Tim in Australia. Just before I came on, it got a bit late. Didn't think I was going to make it for 1:45, but I did. And was talking to his children. He's in Sydney. He runs a tree cutting business. And funnily enough, talking about deliveries and things like that, he was telling me this story about he was in his mate's truck one day and they came to, I don't know, traffic lights, or they had to stop somewhere, and there was a bang on the back of his car. And he thought, what the F's that? They've got out of the, like a truck thing, you know, got out of the truck, and there's this poor delivery voo. No, that's wrong. Deliveroo. There's this Deliveroo bloke on a bike, a little moped type thing like that. It was obviously on his way to deliver pizzas to someone, and these pizzas were now all over the floor. And it made a little bit of dent into the back of the car. Well, this delivery bloke jumped off his bike and he's picking... I kid you not. He was so worried about these pizzas not getting it. He was picking the pizzas up off the road, brushing them off and putting them back into the boxes. Can you believe that? They're literally picking up the pizzas and putting them back into the boxes so he can carry on with the delivery. Shocking. Have you ever dropped anything and eaten it off the floor? Do you ever do that? I do it all the time. Don't bother me. I have a clean house here, dear. Perhaps some of you don't. When is the last time you washed your kitchen floor? That's what I'm asking you now. Morning to Peter Wright. Hello, there's Shania, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Good morning, Shania. Diane Jebb, morning. Alan Russell with us as well this morning. Morning to you, Alan. Nice to see you. Hope you're missing the karaoke like the rest of us. Never know when it's going to come back, I'm afraid. Adam Rumford. Good morning, Adam. Hello to you, sir. Let's just scroll down, get some of those names in. Dave Moses, we've said hello to Dave already. He's getting ready to open his radio station, Calder Valley Radio, and good luck with that, David. You'll probably want a big celebrity, you know, someone really popular and famous, a big international television star to open your station, I suppose, won't you? You're probably looking for someone around at the moment. I can't think who would be available to do that. You don't know until you ask, Dave. Let me just put my email up there. You don't know until you ask, for someone famous and, popular to open up your radio station. I don't suppose for one moment Beyonce would be available, or even the great Barry Manilow. I don't know. Maybe they are, or find someone else, perhaps a little bit closer. Not necessarily in the same county as which you're in, perhaps a little bit further away. I don't know, Berkshire or somewhere like that, Could always find someone. Peter Wright thinks we're getting storms there. He thinks he's getting storms. Good morning, Heidi Young. They've had a great thunder and lightning storm in Norway last night. We needed it. It's boiling hot again today, though. Not boiling hot here, Heidi. It was warm yesterday, I will say that. It was actually warm yesterday, but clouded over a lot of the day as well. The sun did come out occasionally. Oh, by the way, I have one photo to show you this morning. Where is it now? Is it there? Oh, no, it's not there. How annoying. I haven't put it on there. Okay, nothing to show you this morning. Only my ugly face. Sorry, gang, I haven't put it on there. Andy. Good morning, Andy. There's Denise Andrews. Morning, Denise. John Aitken is in the house in Sheepherds Bush in London, trying to avoid the dodgy people walking around there. There's Dan S. Good morning, Dan. Let's just scroll down there a little bit. Rachel is there. Good morning, Rachel, who says good morning to all the silent viewers. Oh, I wanted to tell you, you may have noticed Peter Paliwoda hasn't been here for a couple of days. He's got a really bad back at the moment, unfortunately. And he's being knocked out with various different pills and that he's taken to relieve the pain. And if you've had a bad back before, and I've had it, and oh, dear me, it's not a very pleasant experience, is it? So we're thinking of Peter at the moment, and hopefully his back will get better soon. All right? That's where Peter is, if you were just wondering there, gang. Michael Lawrence, good morning to you. There's Adam the plumber joining us. Morning, Adam. Hello to Mari. She had her birthday as well this week, didn't you, Mari? Morning, Mari. Gary Butler, nephew Gary's up nice and early today. Good morning, Gary. Scrap It Man is in the house. Heidi is missing the Amazon Prime. I have a nice stash of deliveries waiting at my mum's. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a good idea. It will be like Christmas when I get back. Can't remember half of what it is. I know there's a few bottles of nice gin. Oh, dear. Not another drunk one on the caravan site. It's bad enough. I've got some lovely neighbours. You might know Elaine and Ken. I bet you know Elaine and Ken. Everyone seems to know Elaine and Ken. They're only a couple of caravans down from me at Chapel Hill. And last year, she ended up in this plaster thing around her. I said, what happened there? We went round to someone else's, because they do like a drink, those two. They're a lovely couple. Absolutely lovely. Ken has always got time for people to talk to him and all that. And Elaine as well. And they invite me into their caravan and their little dog. And what have a wonderful couple, and she had a arm in a sling last year, and she'd been to someone else's caravan, got drunk, and on the way home tripped over a small fence and broke her arm. So is that going to be you as well, Heidi? You didn't strike me as a drunkard, my darling. You really didn't. But that's a good idea. You imagine that, ordering loads of stuff on Amazon over a period of time and putting it all in a room. Right? And then choosing a day and then opening all the boxes. Oh, yes. I'm liking the sound of that. Yes. Or even more excitement, Heidi. You could give someone else the money to buy stuff, but not know what it is. How exciting would that be? So instead of going on there and spending, I don't know, $6.99 on an item, you could say to one of your friends or your other half, you know, here's $6.99, order me something off Amazon. But you're not allowed to know what it is. And you could do that, you know, every other, depending on how much cash you've got to spend, every day, twice a day, once a week, whatever. And then put all this stuff in a de-virusing room. I've got a de-virusing room here now. Oh, yes. Everything that comes in the post now goes in the de-virusing room for a few days before I touch it. Absolutely. And then I wash my hands when I've put it in the room. That's a good idea. Good morning to Rocky Rockford. Morning to you. Mari's having trouble sending chat box messages today. It does seem to happen sometimes, Mari. Mick Davenport, who got here late this morning. So, Mandy, I know he's given a tip, but that's no excuse for being late, my love. There will be pain and suffering. Pain and suffering must be distributed this morning to Mandy Davenport's husband, Mick Davenport. Also known as Brenda from Bristol. Brenda from Bristol, yes indeed. Now, he's had trouble with his chat as well, so there we are. Dan says, I've never really embraced Amazon, don't quite get all the hype, because it's just so easy, Dan. Click a button, a box arrives the next day. I love it. I love it. Daniel Woodhouse. Good morning, Daniel. Resigned the quiz early last night to see how many people on the buses in Romford were not wearing face coverings. Well, I've got mine here. Where is it? Oh, no, I took it downstairs now. And you know what? There were quite a lot of them. Naughty people. Well, don't make that. You keep that mask on, my darling. You must protect yourself, my love. A lot of it's about, I think it's, personal common sense. You have got the common sense to put a mask on. Those people that don't are asking for trouble. I mean, even with the mask on, it's not 100% guaranteed, but you've got more of a chance of avoiding it than the people without them. That's what I think, anyway. Scrolling down there. One moment, please, my darlings. Let's try and get all the names in there. Fran Green. Good morning to Fran Green. Hello to you, my love. All right. Fran, did you win the raffle this week? I can't remember. All the stuff's in the post except for someone who won the pen last night. We're giving away a pen now every Tuesday at the quiz as well, okay? Morning to Adrian Richardson joining us there. Hello to you, sir. Alan Wainwright in the house. Morning, Alan. Hello to you. George Bond just arriving there. Lots of people wishing Dr. Grigorian happy birthday. He's popular on here. And Dave Moses is requesting that you look at his rash. No, you can't really go to a doctor for that, Dave. You have to go to a special clinic. For that. Just look it up in the phone. But there's no embarrassment, my darling. We can talk about all sorts of things on this show. There's no embarrassment whatsoever. You need to go to a clinic quickly. They've got these little cotton wool things So you make sure you do that. In fact, there's quite a few people on here that could advise you who have been to these clinics. I could read the names if I wanted to, but I don't think I should somehow. Who else is here? Have we mentioned everyone there this morning? Have I said hello to Rachel? Hello to Rachel. Go for a barefoot walk on the sand, Chris. That will soften and cleanse the feet. Oh, that sounds delightful. Trouble is, there's no sand round here. I could go up in my garden. Oh, no, not on my freshly seeded lawn, dear. Seed me. Seed me. That's what we got to do. It's George's godmother's birthday and father-in-law's birthday as well. So George has got 2 birthdays there that he's celebrating today, which is nice there. All right. We've just jumped down there. It's just jumped all the way down there. Hey, Denise, when I had pains under my ribs, it was gallstones. Is it under the ribs? Well, it's there. It's back there. It's back there. It's a soreness rather than a pain. Although the other day, after my cycle, during the cycle, just as after I saw the horses. Here's the horses. Did you see the horses I saw the other day on my cycle? Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? I've never really been one for horses. But these 2, I stood by that fence and they were right over. You see where the hedge is on the other side? They were right over there. And I went, hello, you 2. Well, they came trotting over and stuck their heads over there for a stroke. Aren't they gorgeous things? And their little eyelashes, beautiful creatures. Stunning creatures, they really are. But after that, I got back on my bike, cycled a bit further, and then kind of came off the road and went down this, I think called a bridle way. Something like that, when you can cycle along these things. And I stopped to do something on the phone. And then, just where that sort of soreness, it's not a pain, soreness is, I got a twinge, like a spasm type thing. Right there it was. And it's quite close, I would say, to the skin, if you see what I mean. It's not like deep inside. It's quite near the top there. So I have no idea. I thought, maybe that's what it was. Something needed to reset. But we're not doctors, are we? We don't know these things, unfortunately. Alan Russell says he's wishing it all very much. I know you are, Alan. Yes. Yeah. Adrian mopped his floor yesterday. Keep it clean in case you drop food. Michael, was it Domino's? Yes, it was actually, Michael. It was Domino's. This lad had a Domino's pizza. He picked it up off the floor and put it back in the boxes to carry on with the delivery. Isn't that awful? Dave Moses, they've got a celebrity opening. John Richardson. No, don't know that name, I'm afraid, Dave. Who is it? What does he do? I don't know that name. What does he do? What is he, a newsreader or something? I've never heard of him, John Richardson. What is he in? Is he an actor? Or is he like a pop singer or something like that? What does he do? Never heard of him. Has anyone heard of John Richardson on here, please? Do let us know in the chat box there. Okay? Heidi's had gallstones, nasty. And Denise, nasty. Morning to John Parrish, morning to you. Got our lightning and barrier being installed here. Lighting. What lighting are you having installed? What, all over these sites? Have you not got lights there already? We've got all lights over our site at Chapel Hill. They all come on at night, nice and bright here. Morning to Park Nest. Hello to you. There's Peter. Did I see Peter Paliwoda then? Did I see Peter? Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe I didn't see him. Morning to Terry. Morning to Terry. Hello to you, sir. Thank you for your thing that you sent yesterday for the email. That little bit of music there. Fantastic. Which I used this morning, incidentally. Heidi, lots of us like a bevy on the site. Not as social as it used to be. Sylvia used to do the post and stop at our vans in the summer for a cold one. Oh, I saw that, Heidi. I used to see that, usually on a Friday afternoon when I was leaving the site at about 4 o'clock to go back to London for my job. And I'd be driving around and often I'd see Sylvie standing on a veranda somewhere having another glass of wine as she went round with a basket of lettuce. You know that basket she's got? She comes out in all weathers, doesn't she, delivering those. What a wonderful lady. How lucky are we to have Sylvie on that site? Such a nice person. Such a wonderful, warm character she is. I call her queen. I call her queen of all caravans. Sylvie is queen of all caravans in the entire world. That's what she is there. Morning to Amelia Phillips. She got drunk last night. And it was her dad's birthday, so she got drunk and has just woke up. Shocking, dear. Shocking, really. Good. John Richardson is a comedian in 8 out of 10 Cats. What's that? I don't even know what that is. What's 8 out of 10? Is that one of those panel games? Or is it a... I don't know what that is, 8 out of 10 Cat. I have no idea what that is. It doesn't sound very interesting to me. No. Doesn't sound interesting to me. Good morning to Claire. You could go on your bike to Frensham Ponds. Okay. Let's write that down. Because I think I'm cycling today. Frensham Ponds. Right, I'll see where that is today. How far is that then? Just a moment. Let me see how far that is then. Frensham. What did you say? Frensham Ponds. Is that very far, that one? Because we do like a long cycle, don't we? Frensham Ponds. Where's my thing now? What am I looking for? Google Maps. That's it. Frensham Great Pond, is it? Is that it? Frensham Great Pond. Let's type that in. And that is... You're having a laugh. 2 hours and 11 minutes on the bike? Jesus. That's each way, dear. I haven't got 4 hours to do cycling. Oh my God. It's 4 hours. That would be a 4-hour cycle, that is. Look where it is in comparison to me. Whoa, the map don't even go that... It doesn't even say Bracknell. Where's Bracknell? Oh, we don't exist anymore. Terrible. Horsham. No, that's Burgess Hill. Oh, that's Brighton, isn't it? Burgess Hill. Oh, that's too far. That is Frensham Pond. If that's the same place, I'm thinking Frensham. It says Frensham Great Pond and Frensham Little Pond. That'd be a bit too far for me to go, I'm afraid. I think it's a mussel as well, Denise. I think it's probably a mussel that I might have only trouble is when you mention like that, you get all these experts appear, don't you, suggesting what it could be, and it just becomes more confusing. You never look up anything on the internet, you know, when you've got a pain, because every single thing tells you it's either a stroke, a heart attack, or cancer. One of those three. Whatever you've had. Oh, you've got a small pimple. You've got a small spot on your... Oh, it could be cancer. You know... Or you had a headache last week. Oh, it could be a brain tumour. People always look at the worst thing. Whereas if you go to the doctors, they tell you the least worst thing. Have you noticed that? Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Reardon. I don't think it's anything to worry about, you know. Let's just see what the scans say. But honestly, nothing to worry about. Whereas on a chat box or on the internet, you know, oh, I've got that. Oh, could be heart. Oh, kidney failure. Isn't it funny? Have you noticed people are like that, aren't they? Adrian went to school near Frensham Ponds. It sounds absolutely delightful, I have to say. Alan Russell cycles to London from home to see his kids every 2 months. It takes 5 hours. 5 hours to cycle to see your children. Oh, blimey. I'll just let them go, mate. Sod that. 5 hours? I wouldn't bother. Just send them 10 pence and tell them to call you from a call box. Make sure it's only 10 pence and you won't have to talk to them for too long, Alan. Have I met her husband, Alan Foreman? Yes. Lovely man. What did I have to ring him once? My electric kept tripping off. And it was the button. The button had gone wrong. You know the thing outside the caravan that sometimes if you draw too much current it sets. Well, it just kept tripping off, usually in the middle of the night. It was a freezing night and it kept going off. And I went in, I was, look, I'm really sorry. Please don't worry about troubling us. That's what we're here for. What's wrong? So there we are. No, I've never seen 8 out of 10 Cats. Never seen that. It's like when they do a celebrity countdown, it doesn't sound like it's my sort of thing, really. All right, let's do some more stories today then, boys and girls. Told you about Cousin Tim. Once again, thanks very much for playing the quiz last night. We had a great time last night playing the quiz. And back again next Tuesday at 8 o'clock, okay? Now, swimming. We might be able to go swimming soon. I hope so. I don't honestly think you can catch much in a swimming pool because you've got that chlorine in there anyway, haven't you? you know, and that must be killing stuff that's in there, as long as the swimming pool is maintained correctly. Now, here in the UK, they're pretty strict on that sort of thing. All the swimming pools that I've ever used here in the UK, usually I'm in there for about 45 minutes to an hour usually, and within that time, at some point, a girl or boy will come down, fish out a bit of water in a little bottle thing, and then they take it away for analysis with little test tubes and things like that, don't they? Very well maintained here. Not so much in some places where they go on holiday and that, and they're not done like that really. I remember being in St. Lucia. I was in St. Lucia, and it was quite early in the morning. You get up early there because it's just so hot. And I think I was laying around a pool under one of those parasol things, and this bloke come along, and he chucked a load of blues, literally chucked a load of blue stuff in the swimming pool, and then just said, "Okay, no one go in there for half an hour." That was basically the maintenance of the pool, you know. But I think in this country, very difficult. You'd be very unlucky to catch something in a swimming pool, bacteria or viruses. Perhaps there is some stuff. I'm not a swimming pool attendant, so I just look at it and I think, yeah, that's probably quite safe. The difficulty is around the pool, you know, things that people touch, perhaps the shower area, something like that. You know, that's where you could pick something up. And of course, as mentioned on a show a couple of weeks ago, Verucas. There's always people with... I love that word. It's not a horrible word, is it? No, it's not a horrible word. Some words are horrible, like murder, abortion. They're just horrible words. They sound horrible. Whereas the word Veruca, although you don't want a Veruca, you know, it's not a bad word. It sounds great. A Veruca. Wasn't there someone in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory called Veruca? Veruca Vera or something. Vera Veruca or something like that. And there it is, growing on their feet. Awful things. Well, In the Sun is reporting today, swimmers will need to arrive in their costumes and avoid butterfly stroke to help spread the coronavirus, to help stop the spread of coronavirus once pools are reopened. And thank God they're going to ban the butterfly stroke. One that's got to be the most annoying, disruptive swimming stroke ever invented. There's nothing more annoying than someone in a swimming pool, in a public swimming pool, doing the blooming butterfly stroke, is there? There we are, quietly going up and down, doing our lengths, and some idiot in the lane next to you, psh, 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 great big waves up like that. Why? Because they are professional swimmers. Oh, sure you are, mate. That's why you're in a public swimming pool and not in a private one. It's such an annoying thing. Anyway, looks like they're not going to be allowed to do that. Good. Swim England published a list of guidelines for swimmers called Returning to the Pool on Monday, ahead of pools reopening, which could be as early as July. Along with gyms and other fitness centres, as the country went into lockdown, pools closed on March the 23rd. Arriving ready to swim with costumes worn, I was going to say that, you can wear them underneath your clothes. I mean, don't leave your car in your little swimming shorts, or those of you that are severely out of shape and overweight and middle-aged. They're the people that wear the Speedos. It's always them. It's always the people completely out of shape that wear Speedos. I would not put Speedos on, because I'm out of shape. They look awful. I mean, just dreadful. If I was to put Speedos on, it would, like, you know, I might get them around my arm, like an armband, perhaps. Arriving, I mean, don't get undressed in your car and walk in your shorts. You might get cold, not so much in this weather, but in months to come. Arriving ready to swim with costumes worn underneath clothes and showering before leaving home again, before entering the pool and then after swimming are some of the recommendations that have been made. Showers may be available at the facility, but arriving wearing your swimwear under your clothing and showering at home, pre and post swimming, you will help minimise time spent in the changing rooms, the guideline read. So that kind of makes sense to me, doesn't it? Swimming pool changing rooms. do tend to be a bit steamy. And that, of course, is ideal conditions for bacteria and viruses to grow, isn't it? When you've got like a steamy, hot atmosphere, you don't want to be in there, you know. You really don't want to be in there. I think I will probably go back to the swimming pool. But, you know, assuming we have lanes, let's see what else it says. It says wide and slower strokes like butterfly should be avoided when lanes are busy, according to the recommendations. Swimmers should also move to the edge of their lane and keep their distances from others while resting. The rules could see a 5-lane, 25-metre pool with just 3 lanes in use to allow for social distancing. Swimmers would be asked to keep moving in a clockwise direction in the lanes, and lanes could be limited to around 5 people. They said it will not be business as usual when the pools reopen. Our first priority remains the safety of everyone involved in our sports, be they participants, leisure centre staff, coaches or volunteers. And she said, we know things will be different, but if we are to play our part, it's important we follow the latest guidelines. So, I mean, that's great. Any equipment used in pools will need to be cleaned in between use, while capacity will need to be limited to allow each swimmer 6 square metres of space. Doing swimming lessons, teachers will need to stay outside the pool, and only one parent will be allowed to take a child to a lesson. Swimming in wild and open water is still allowed. I'm not sure whether we'll still be jumping in the Witham, though, Heidi. The River Witham. It does seem to be... Are there undercurrents there? I mean, perhaps we can. You know, where my caravan is, there's a river just at the top there. Whether or not people swim in that, I don't know about that. I always worry that there might be a fish in there, so waiting to eat you or something like that. Even in the sea, in some parts of the world, you don't want to go in that sea with nothing on your feet because there are sea urchins. Very, very painful. Very painful if you tread on one of those. Really nasty. Or if you always want something on your feet if you go into the sea, whether you're swimming on an old pair of trainers or something like that. And even that, sometimes the spikes can go through those. But you're better off with something on your feet. It says swimming in wild and open water is still allowed under lockdown rules, and many Brits have been making the most of the warmer weather to enjoy a dip in the ocean. Now, I never thought about that. Perhaps there's some open water around here that can be used for swimming. I never thought of that, which is interesting. But I'm all for that, I must say. You know, perhaps you would turn up, literally. So you turn up, you know, you've got your clothes on, swimming shorts underneath, you know, go into the pool, take your clothes off, put them in a bag, go and do your swim, get straight out of the pool, dry yourself, maybe with your swimming costume still on. I don't know about that. I mean, trouble is, I mean, you can take your swimming costume off underneath your towel, I suppose, but my towel doesn't quite go around my thing anymore, around my waist anymore at the moment, and it's likely. I mean, that's happened to me before, where the towel's literally dropped off as you're walking along. Very embarrassing. But yeah, you dry yourself there, put your clothes back on, get in your car, go back and have your shower there. There's no difficulty there, is there? People will be moaning though, won't they? Oh, I don't pay all this membership. I can't even use the shower. They moan. All they want to do is moan. I mean, have a look at this chat box here. So there we are. Heidi, a few of my friends in the village swim in the river. Not sure if I fancy it. What part do they swim there, Heidi, as a matter of interest? Our part? Because actually, we could, you know, where the path is. So you come out the caravan, up those little steps. There's the path. And you go down, and where the boats are attached, you could, I suppose, sit down on that ramp bit, what the boats are attached to, and then just kind of take off from there if you wanted to, couldn't you? I don't know about that, whether I like that. Oh, you've got that weir, haven't you? The lock. What if we get sucked into the weir and get caught between the doors? I'm not sure I like the idea of that. Maybe a large pond or something like that. I don't know. John Aitken says, my friend stood on a pufferfish in Thailand and got a bad infection. He nearly lost his foot. He was there for a month in hospital. Yeah, they're poisonous, aren't they? Is it the Japanese who cook the pufferfish? You have to be an expert, don't you, to be able to do that? Yes, you get poisoned to death with a incorrectly cooked pufferfish. I don't think it's anything to do with the temperature it's cooked at either. You can't, you know, like some stuff that might be infected. If you literally burn it under the grill, you kill anything that's in there. I don't think that's the same with pufferfish. Just because you've cooked it at a high temperature, I don't think that does whatever it's supposed to do to the pufferfish, so it makes you be able to eat it. I mean, why would you eat anything that could possibly poison you? That's the question. So there we are. Heidi, they go up behind the Crown pub, behind my brother's place near the bowling green. Okay, I know where that is. Yeah, I know, that little path. Little path. And there's a couple of houses on the... So you go past the pub on the right. Then there's a little narrow path, isn't there? Car park on the left. Couple of houses, that lovely bungalows on the right-hand side. And then up, and there's the river. Is that where they get in? On which side, I wonder? On that side or on the other side where the cows are? Moo! Moo! Cows scare me, they really do. What are we saying there? Claire, I didn't realise it was so far. Yeah, it does look, it's a shame. 2-hour drive, that is. It's lovely there. The Devil's Punch Bowl. The Devil's Punch Bowl, Claire. Blimey, that brings back some memories. There's a camping place. Not camping. There's a school place there. We went there with a school, London Oratory School I went to. We went there perhaps in the 5th year or 6th form. We went there for a week's holiday, orienteering and all that sort of thing. Yeah, we went to the Devil's Punch Bowl. I remember that. And we used to go running. We had to go for a run every morning, which I hated. Yeah, probably it wasn't actually that far when I think about it. But the class used to go for a run around the Devil's Punch Bowl. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and it was there was like a little dormitory type place. I can't remember it exactly. No, that memory isn't with me. But yeah, I do remember that. I remember it was very hilly there. We were running up and down these hills with maps. And we had to find things. Mr. Harrington. It was funny, actually. Mr. Harrington came with us. And we were all a bit worried about that, right? Because he was really strict. Really, probably one of the most strict people in the school. If you ever got an announcement at school, at London Oratory, if you ever got an announcement, with Chris Reardon, please report to the front entrance hall now, and it was Mr. Harrington making the announcement, you would brick it. You would absolutely brick it, right? He was stern and strict. On the holiday, nothing of the sort. He was so friendly and nice and caring. I cannot tell you. What a difference. Mr. Harrington, that was. And Mr. McIntosh came, our headmaster, but I got on with him because I played the drums. And he was always into music. So if you were anything to do with music or the choir, and he was very strict as well at the time, Mr. McIntosh, our headmaster. But if you was into music, you were kind of in with him, if you see what I mean. So you was all right. You used to get out of lessons to go and play your drums or whatever. Excuse me. Let's scroll down a bit. Dave doesn't like to go swimming until someone does poos in the pools. Do they really? It's probably you, is it? Dirty person. You'll have to wear a nappy, Dave. Which is unusual at your age, but it does happen to younger people as well, my love. Some of the older people on here, they've all got nappies on. That's okay. We can talk about that. We're all adults on this channel. Let's have a look. Veruca salt. Can you get Veruca salt? Bazooka that Veruca, says John Parrish. Yes. Now, Brenda Lee. Am I right? That's Mick Davenport, isn't it? Is Brenda Lee Mick Davenport? I'm sure it is. Someone correct me there, please. All right. Just find stuff that we're talking about. Sometimes I'll scroll past your messages if we're not talking about stuff. Hi, what did you tell me about? See, I've lost it now. Will Thorne. Are you talking to each other? That's okay. John Aiken hasn't worn budgie smugglers in about 5 years. I wouldn't want to offend anyone. Yes, same here, John. Same here. Same here. Why these middle-aged fat people wear them, I do not know. You see them in the pool. Even worse than that, I see them in the changing room trying to squeeze into these things. Come on, man, you haven't got the shape. Neither have I. Get yourself a pair of decent shorts, for Christ's sake. uh, just scrolling now. Let's have a look. Talking to each other. Good. Amelia, my mum swims in an open water lake near for us for swimming, but you have to book and get changed in your car or in the car park as the changing rooms are closed and toilets. So at least you can still go for a swim. I just imagine it must be quite cold going for a swim in a lake. Or do you warm up like you do in a swimming pool? I suppose you would, really. Even if it was a bit cold when you got in there, wouldn't it? Have you seen these mad people on Christmas Day in Brighton running down to the sea? Christmas Day, it's a group of them. Every year they go to Christmas Day, they run down to the sea and jump in. Blimmin' idiots. Why would you want to put yourself through all that pain and suffering when you can just call on Mandy Davenport and do the same thing, mate? Peter Wright lives near the Devil's Punch Bowl. Yes, I do remember that. I remember that very well. Mr. Media Mate, nappies. Do you wear those, Mr. Media Mate? That's okay. We're all adults here. Lots of adults here wearing adult nappies. I believe there's a little club that some people go to, though, where they all wear baby clothes. Adults. Very strange and mysterious, I tell you. But Claire was at boarding school for a year in that area, Devil's Punch Bowl, big group of huts in the middle of the countryside. That's it, Claire. That's where I went. Oh, you went to the same place. Incredible place, really taught you independence. And she was 13. I think I was about 15 or 16 at the time. Oh, it was great. Little holiday there. We all got fed and what have you, and did like work that we wouldn't normally do when we was at school there. Shania, we have the Boxing Day swim in Ventnor. I help organise it, although I never take part. I should hope not as well. You keep warm, Shania. We can't have people in charge of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight going, ill, dear. Okay? Right, let's do some more stories then. Cineworld, you want to go to the cinema? They're opening soon, which is funny because when I was talking, as I say, to my cousin earlier, my cousin's daughter, India, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. She works in a cinema, and over in Australia, they're about to open all the cinemas again. And I said to her, you know, have they put up plastic sheets? No, apparently not. She said it would just be opening as it normally was. So I don't know about that. Not the case here, though. In the Daily Mail today, cinema chain Cineworld will reopen movie theatres across England on July the 10th, so just a few weeks to wait for that, having developed new socially distancing guidelines. The chain said the reopening date depended upon the government guidelines, but they were working towards resuming service next month. Morning to Maureen, joining us there. Morning, Maureen. Dozens of blockbusters, such as the latest James Bond movie, No Time to Die, and Tom Cruise's Top Gun sequel, have been delayed because of all the goings-on at the moment. The firm Cineworld confirmed new social distancing seating restrictions will be used, along with freely available hand sanitizers. This will reduce the capacity of each cinema by about half. To reduce further congestion, movie start times will be staggered to prevent the build-up of too many patrons in the foyer at any one time. To reduce the interaction between staff and members of the public, e-tickets will be available to book in advance. Despite the social distancing guidelines, the company's computer system will allow friends and families to sit together. So that's good news. We have one of those in Bracknell, actually. We do have a Cineworld in Bracknell. I think if I was to go to the pictures, I think I would probably go, as I always do, halfway through the week, in the middle of sort of early afternoon, and not on the cheap pensioners' day, because most cinemas, they have a cheap pensioners' day. I mean, you can't actually go there and buy a pensioner cheap. It's cheap for them to go to the cinema. Well, you don't want to be at that one because that would be busy as well, you see. You know, and yeah, I would do something like that, and I would still wear a mask, I think, because I would like to see the new James Bond film, certainly. Staff serving food and drink will be protected behind plastic screens and customers will be asked to use contactless payments. And VU Cinemas, V-U-E, like Veruca Cinemas they could be called, couldn't they? Veruca Cinemas is aiming to open on July the 4th with enhanced cleaning and employee protection measures. You know, I'm almost tempted actually to take in with me a bottle of sort of spray disinfectant or something like that, you know. I think, and spray the seat and my surroundings before I sat down on them. I mean, is it as easy as just spraying that and then that's it, it's dead? We don't know really, do we? You know, I mean, certainly, as you know, for example, when this came in the post, right? That sort of thing would normally go in my de-virusing room, but I wanted to show you that this morning. So out came the spray bleach, sprayed it all around, sprayed it, left it for a while, then wiped it over with a cloth, and then washed my hands. Is it as easy as just spraying something and then that's it? No one's told us that, really, have we? Peter Wright goes to VU all films. $4.99. That's a pretty good price, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Flashing the toilets. Very dangerous, apparently. In the Daily Mirror, a lot of the papers were carrying this yesterday. Here's the Daily Mirror's take on that. Flushing the toilet creates a cloud of coronavirus containing particles. Oh my God, blimey. Well, that's it. None of us must flush our chains anymore. Very dangerous. Scientists are warning people to remember to put the seat down to cut the risk of catching viruses this way. Do you put the seat down when you flush the chain? Coronavirus particles were found in tiny aerosol droplets which could be breathed in. Breathe on me, breath of God. Or breath of coronavirus, it seems. They could be breathed in and land on bathroom surfaces. Researchers could not be sure whether the particles were of sufficient viral load to pass it on, but are advising people to put the seat down before flushing just in case. Oh my God, blimey. Computer models were used to simulate water and airflows in a flushing toilet and the resulting droplet cloud. My God, one can foresee that the velocity will be even higher when a toilet is used frequently, such as in the case of a family toilet during a busy time or a public toilet serving a densely populated area. That's it, we can't flush our toilets anymore. No more toilet flushing. It's getting very, very well. Can't do anything. Just sit in our rooms every day and that's it. Be done with it. Morning to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed sunflower of magic is in the house. Good morning to you, LaBelle. Hello to you. What is Glen 20? Mr. Media Mate is suggesting Glen 20. I don't know what that is. Glen 20. Mark Jones in the house. Good morning, Mark. Morning to you. What else have we got here? Homework failing in the Daily Mirror today. Mum shares daughter's terrifying homework fail after a botched Google cheat. There must be children all over the world now that cheat during their homework looking at Google. I would say 98% of them. Why bother learning something when you can tap in on a computer? I think that's how people are now, aren't they? Trying to encourage your children to do their homework at the best of times in the Daily Mirror can be pretty challenging, but in lockdown it's become even harder. During these unprecedented times, most schools have supplied their pupils with tasks to complete at home, but adapting to a new routine can be tough on them. With so many extra distractions around, some kids will want to rush their homework so that they can go and play and have a bit naughty when it comes to their school work, as one mum discovered. The lady discovered that her child had enlisted a little help from Google. Do your children do this? Rachel, do your children do this? Are they cheating on the Google? Are they? To do her music homework with some terrifying results. Sharing the funny story, she explained, I wanted as many people to see this as possible. It's a warning to check your children's work before sending it back into school, and added a laughing emoji for good reassurance. Her child's class had been tasked with finding out facts about violins. At first, the child was on the right track, explaining what the instrument was made of. It read, made of wood, 2 ways to play. But then things got a little twisted. They must have accidentally searched for violence instead of violins. Easy mistake to make. Adding 5 types of violin. Number 1, sexual. Number 2, suicide. Number 3, youth. Number 4, intimate. And number 5, child maltreatment. I've looked up the wrong thing, haven't they? And just copied it word for word. Thankfully, the mum checked it before she'd submitted it and admitted she was so glad that she noticed it, but found the whole ordeal hilarious. She said, this is confirmation if we needed that some children just Google stuff, copy it down as fast as possible to get the work done and not taking it in or doing any actual learning along the way. So, I mean, of course they're going to use Google, aren't they? Yeah, it's just how it is. I must admit, you know, when it came to homework, we were given an awful lot of homework to do at our school. We had always loads and loads of homework, I have to tell you. And my mum used to do mine. Literally, my mother used to do my homework. I'd go out on my bike or play in my bedroom with my records and things like that. And she'd be sitting there doing the homework. And then when I come, she said, I've done your homework for you. And then I would complain that I'd had to copy it out. I was so ungrateful, I tell you. I was such an horrible, ungrateful child, I was. Are we all a bit like that? Do we all think like that, I wonder? As we get older, how horrible we were. Do you beat yourself up? I do, all the time. But my mum would do the homework and I would complain and moan that I had to copy it out of my own handwriting. No wonder I was so thick. Or I am so thick. Shania's off now. Bye-bye, Shania. She's off now. Okay. Rachel says, yes, her children admit they do use Google, but only if they are really struggling. No good asking me questions. I'm thick. Yeah, same here, Rachel. Mr. Media Mate, disinfectant spray kills 99.9% of germs. Yeah, but viruses aren't germs either, are they? Viruses aren't actually germs, so I don't know. Dave Moses says, I've always said people should be blessed to be around my poo particles. Oh, God's sake, there's something wrong with it. Well, it's time for my pills. Thank you. John Aitken is head of pills on this channel. All right? He reminds me. 10 o'clock pill. Thank you very much. Excuse me. And talking of all things to do with viruses, scientists developed a £20 device that slots over a torch. Here's a new gadget for you to buy. Gadget lovers, a £20 device that slots over a torch on a smartphone and uses ultraviolet light to kill coronavirus and other germs on hands and surface in 10 seconds. Now, the thing is, you can get these ultraviolet lights, can't you? You see them in nightclubs, great big things, right? Can you not just get a couple for your house? Maybe one where you come in the kitchen and one in the living room where you sit and just leave it on. Wouldn't that kill anything that's in there then? Or is that not, is it not as simple as that? Anyway, it's called a digital sanitizer. Uses a device attached to a smartphone's torch, so it would be, you know, on here, right? To kill bacteria and viruses, including the coronavirus, it says here. The UVLEN device from the South Korean company of the same name uses ultraviolet light to rid surfaces of bugs in 10 seconds. The portable and lightweight device, due to launch soon and will cost about £19, sticks over the torchlight on the back of a smartphone. It uses ultraviolet germicidal irradiation (UVGI), a disinfection method that uses a specific short type of wavelength ultraviolet light to kill microorganisms. A thin light diffraction filter converts light from the smartphone torch into far UVC while reflecting other rays of light in the electromagnetic spectrum. It does say UV radiation. The World Health Organization says UV radiation could cause skin and eye damage, while conventional UVC light sources are carcinogenic. Oh, well, obviously that's why you can't have one in the house then. Well, how come we got all these things in nightclubs? Maybe that's a different thing, is it? I don't know. But UVC light with a wavelength between, and then it gets a bit technical there, boys and girls, which I won't bother you with. It's been clinically tested and certified to be safe for humans in a variety of daily scenarios and can sanitize hands 50 times a day. Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, I suppose you just, there you are, dead virus. Won't have to put that nasty sticky stuff on them, will you? Because I'm not a fan of that gel. I mean, I do use it whenever I'm supposed to. I haven't got any myself. I just use soap and water. But my mate's got some. My mate won't let you in his house without doing your hands. He's got like 4 bottles at the front entrance of his house there. It says it's the tiniest sanitizer to be compatible with all mobile smartphone devices at a lower cost. It can clean without producing odours or irritating smells. It's portable and lightweight as well. So that's coming out soon. We'll have to look on the Amazon for that one. Order that off the 1-day delivery, boys and girls. It's got an app as well. It needs to be paired with the accompanying UVLEN app, which acts as a control panel for the user. How fantastic is that? Amazing, really, isn't it? As time moves on and people discover ways of combating certain things. Sometimes they don't quite get there, do they? With, for example, with the common cold. We've never found a cure for that, can we? Glen 20 killing 99.9% of germs. Oh, it's okay. So it's a product, is it? All right. Germs and bacteria and viruses on hard and soft surfaces. Just looked it up. So there you go. But are we the 0.1 of the things that it doesn't kill? That's the worry, isn't it? Mandy. Morning, Mandy. In my secondary school, for every year we were in, we had an hour's homework. It was like that for us. No, it wasn't. I beg your pardon. See what you say now. Year 1, we had an hour's homework. Year 2, 2 hours homework. We must have had between half an hour and 45 minutes of homework for each blooming subject. It was so much homework at our school. Really so much. And you got in terrible trouble if you didn't do it. We'd have this list of stuff to do. I hated it. Hated doing homework. Jason Hughes' homework was a right chore. It really was awful. Awful. Anyway, there we are. So we've been talking about toilets and poo things. Well, what about this one? In the Daily Star, the Super Soaraway Daily Star this morning, police defend decision to fine a man £450. This is in Vienna, in Austria. Police in Austria have defended their decision to fine a man who farted in front of officers, saying he certainly did not commit the smelly act by mistake. The man from the capital, Vienna, has been fined €500 for the indiscretion, about 450 quid. Austrian newspaper reports the penalty was issued after an incident on June the 5th, and the offender was fined for offending public decency after the cheeky incident. The criminal order declares in detail you violated public decency by loudly escaping an intestinal wind in front of police officers. City police wrote on Twitter, of course no one is reported for accidentally letting one go. They added the man had been behaving provocatively and uncooperatively during an encounter with officers that preceded the incident. He got up from a park bench, looked at the officers and proceeded to let go a massive intestinal wind, apparently with full intent. Police noted the decision could be appealed against. How awful. But you see, he became uncooperative and awkward. Often you see some of these people on the telly, and they're moaning about they've been arrested by the police or this, that or the other, whatever, and be badly treated. Why? Well, because they resisted arrest. That's why. I'm a firm believer that every single police officer in this country should be given a taser. Nice people don't get tasered. It's as simple as that. If you're in a shop and you're nicking something and you get caught on your way out, You know, if you stop, you will not get tasered. If you don't stop, then you must be tasered. Taser them all. That's what I say. Taser them all, dear. And water cannons as well. That's what we want in this country. Water cannons. Keep them under control, dear. Nice people don't get water cannoned or tasered or shot. Sometimes you see these stories on the telly about certain people who have been shot, dead, or whatever the excuse is, and then everyone comes out, oh, it's a terrible, terrible thing. And then you look and see what they've done. We don't seem to hear about that. Funny that, isn't it? Anyway, there we are. Park Nest, what is it coming to when it's a crime to fart? Well, there's farting and there's farting, and it's very different. Like that, you know. Or if you'd like, you know, you're sitting on the chair like my nephew does, Gary, and he aims it for you. He points it towards you. It's awful. Awful. Right, okay. Again in the Daily Star today, someone's suing a woman for £130,000 after first date kiss leaves him with a cold sore. It's back to the herpes again. Probably many of you have got herpes. It's one of those things, you know. It's very, very easy to catch. Really easy. Just a kiss. And the children going around with herpes because their parents probably had it unknowingly and kissed their child on the cheek and then they've got it, you know. Very easy to catch herpes. Martin, is 45, claims the woman was negligent in kissing him on the pair's first date while knowing she had an active cold sore on her lip. He was ill for several days afterward. Does it make you ill then? Cold sores. I know it's not pleasant to have a itchy lump on your... Where is it? On your lip? Is it normally on your lip or in your mouth? I can't remember now. A bloke claims he picked up the cold sore after kissing a woman he met on a dating site, is suing her for more than £130,000. I thought I said 145 a minute ago. Oh no, £130,000. There we are. He says he's been traumatised and his life and work seriously affected after catching the herpes cold sore virus through snogging a woman during a romantic meet-up in last year. It must have been a big snog, you know, a tongue. One of those snogs. He said he became ill several days after the date, developing flu-like symptoms and mouth ulcers, and even had to be rushed into hospital after suffering a panic attack. Is now suing the woman, named in reports for £106,328. Gosh. Mr. Conway says Miss Lovelace, now that name rings a bell. Wasn't she a porn star, Miss Lovelace? Or something like that. Miss Lovelace needs to pay for infecting him with a condition that has blighted his personal and professional life and left him needing therapy. He says he had a moral and ethical and legal duty to warn me of she had a moral, ethical and legal duty to warn me of the risks I would be exposed to, adding I was kissed before and I was informed of any cold sore. Well, you must have seen it if it was a cold sore. You must have seen it on her lip. You chose to blooming kiss it, idiot. However, his date, who is in her 30s, is fighting the Central London County Court compensation claim, which his lawyers described as frivolous and vexatious. I don't know what's that vexatious? Anyone intelligent enough to know what that is? And doomed to fail. Oh, he's a fitness coach. You know, sort of close. Oh, you know, we know the sort of person he is. There he is. He's middle-aged. He's got the thick-rimmed glasses on. And he's got the athletic tracksuit top. He's got a tracksuit top on. Oh, dear me. Fitness coach of Paddington, West London, described the fateful date in his claim form, saying, I met the respondent in May and we communicated daily, and this developed into an emotional and a romantic relationship. On the 4th of July, the respondent invited me to an evening out. The respondent met me in central London and we kissed. Later that evening, after sharing intimate kisses already, she informed me, as her makeup was coming off, that she had a cold sore. I had no knowledge of cold sores, having never been infected with them before, and was not aware of the contagious nature of cold sores. He said he began to experience a cough 2 days later. Oh, do you really? Is that what you get? I thought it was just a thing come up on your lip. No. He experiences a cough, flu-like symptoms within a week, ulcers began to develop and spread in his mouth. Oh. He found eating painful and was referred to a customer diagnosed with the lifelong virus of herpes and given medication. A few days later, he had a panic attack and collapsed at home after seeing more ulcers appear and had to be taken to St Mary's by ambulance. Oh dear. He says my illness was worsening. Oh, it's a very serious thing, isn't it? I thought it was just a little lump on your lip, but no, not according to this. Gosh. He claims he can no longer go cycling as he worries that heat and stress will cause a flare-up. Well, does it? I don't know. The stigma and pain of having it also has psychological implications. Well, I've learnt a lot today on that one. I must say, I never knew that. It causes all sorts of other things in there as well. So there are. Perhaps he is entitled to the money after all. I thought it was just a thing that comes up on your lip. I really, really didn't like that. Mick says he's a chav like you, Chris. Always wears tracksuits. Vexatious means sickly, does it? Okay, John, you've taught me something now. I didn't know that. John Linda Lovelace was the porn star. Ah, I thought so. I thought I recognised that name. Not that I've ever watched something disgusting and terrible like that. Dreadful. I noticed that you seem to know, John. God knows what mucky little films you watch, dear. Terrible. You're chatting to each other there. Let's have a look there. Good. Excellent. Okay. Let's do one more story, gang. And then I shall... Actually, yeah. If you want a raffle ticket, please speak now. And I'll do those straight after one more story. It's one more story on United Kingdom Talk. Here we go. Honeybee Queens. You think all bees quack? No. Incorrect. In the Daily Mail this morning, Honeybee Queens fill hives with a symphony to tell workers when they are ready to emerge. Another great word, emerge. And leave the nest to find new colonies. A study has... to tell workers when to leave the nest and find new colonies to work on. When a queen is ready to hatch, she starts making quacking sounds. Quack, quack, quack. Alerting workers to her presence. But after she leaves her cell, the quacks turn into toots. Quack, quack, toot, toot, quack, quack, toot, toot, toot. Telling other bees to prepare to swarm, which is when up to half the beehive leave with the new queen to find a separate colony. The changed chorus, toot, toot, quack, 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 toot, toot, quack, quack, toot, toot. The changed chorus also triggers workers to trap other yet to emerge queens inside their cells until the tooting queen has left. Toot, 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 toot. If the two were to meet, they would fight to the death. The research upends previous interpretations of the noises, which suggested queen bees create the sounds to size each other up. Well, I didn't know that. They toot and quack, bees. Did you know that? They're tooting and a quacking, baby. Tooting and a quacking, tooting and a quacking, tooting and a quacking with you. That could be a song, couldn't it? Tooting and a quacking with you. Are you liking the sound of that? I thought you might do. Right, let's do today's raffle tickets. Let's go. Michael Lawrence, number 52, Michael. Heidi Young, 53. The raffle for this is on Monday morning between 8:45 and 10:45. Make sure you write down your numbers, okay? Because we only read the numbers out when we draw the raffle. All part of the fun. I just like the visions of seeing yourself there on a Monday morning, desperately searching around for that small piece of paper that you've... Probably separate piece of papers all over the house that you've written raffle numbers on. I'm sorry. That's my thing. I get quite excited about that, thinking that. Where did we get to? 53. Heidi Young on 53. Peter Wright 54. Diane Jebb 55. Paul and Lou 50. Sorry, no, not 56. Are these out of sequence here? Just a minute. What's gone wrong here? I must have given out some tickets last night with those on it then. Where have those gone? Seem to be missing some tickets here, dear. Where are they then? 50, 51, 52, 55. Where's 56 then? How strange. Oh, there it is, on the floor. I thought there was a strip of tickets there. I thought there was a strip missing. So Diane Jebb, we've done Diane Jebb, lovely Diane Jebb. Paul and Lou, 56. About time you won something, Paul and Lou. You've never won anything, have you? Paul and Lou have been here ages, years, and they've never won a thing. Funny, and other people keep winning. Isn't that odd? It's just how it is, really. Fran Green, 57. Claire, 58. Dan S, 59. How's it going, by the way, Dan? Send us an email if you want to, all right? I think it was you sent me the email the other day, wasn't it? Rachel, 60. Mari, 61. 61. I put Rachel again there. Low, 61. Mari's been here for ages as well, haven't you, my love? AMS Clark, morning. 62 for AMS. Tony King, 63. Jason Hughes, 64. Scrolling down there, my loves. Jason Hughes, 64. Where are we? Andy, 65. Michael, no. Mick Davenport, 66. There it is. Mick Davenport, 66. Maureen, 67. Adam the Plumber, morning. 68 for Adam. Ross Herndon, 69. Ross. Yes, I didn't think you'd won anything yet, Paul and Lou. Can't believe in that. Gosh. Is that everyone? Okie doke. I think that's everyone. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now or forever hold thy tongue. If you've asked by email, I shall deal with your tickets immediately after the show. So be prepared to receive your email with your ticket number on. Meanwhile, let's do today's birthdays. Birthday time, boys and girls. Happy birthday this morning. We've already sung to the delightful Mr. Grigorian, Dr. Grigorian, in the house every single morning. Good morning, Dr. Grigorian. Happy birthday to you. James Alexander Hides. Good morning, James. Someone I've worked with many times. Such a delightful character. Good morning, James. Is it 41 now? I think we were 40 last year. Am I right? Although he's one of those people that don't look his age. Similar to me, you know. You wouldn't think I was like 30, would you? Go on, be honest. You wouldn't, would you? Happy birthday, James. Miles. Morning, Miles. Now, how old are you now? 50. Jesus. Miles Chandler. Good morning. I knew Miles from Wandsworth, actually. We didn't get on. Me and Miles didn't get on in Wandsworth. And as years pass, we've kind of become friends on the internet. And he thinks very alike me with all sorts of subjects. So happy birthday to you, Miles. 50 years old today. Gosh. How did that happen, eh? Happy birthday. Gaz Barron. Good morning, Gaz. He's up in Cleethorpes. 37 today. He used to come along to the karaoke when I was hosting at the at that bar, in which I can never, ever... Liberties. No, not Liberties. Oh, I can never remember the name of that bar now. In Cleethorpes, I did the karaoke at. It was a lovely little place, very small, narrow and long it was. But Gaz used to come every week there to when I was doing the karaoke and sing a couple of songs. Happy birthday, Gaz. I miss you, okay? Calum. Hello, Calum. Calum Howe. Happy birthday to Calum today. Andy BFT Mooson. Isn't that Andy? I think that might be Andy. Is that not Andy? Andy BTC Mooson. Just I can't remember who you are, Andi. Sorry, but happy birthday anyway. Happy birthday. Gabriel Galhego is a young 30 today, looking very cool with those shades on, Gabriel. Happy birthday. Mr. Tom Byford. Hello, Tom. 28 years old today. John P. Sands' birthday today. Happy birthday, John. Hazel Bradshaw today is a young 52 years old. Ebbonknee Zeeley. Hello, Ebbonknee. Happy birthday to you. Kirk Fru. Happy birthday to Kirk. And Fernando. There was something in the air last night. The stars were bright. Fernando Caesar Knox. It's his birthday as well. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right. Apparently it's Barry Manilow's birthday as well today, is it? Oh, it was he 73, 74, something like that this morning, I think, Mari. We missed one out for John Aitken. John Aitken, you got ticket number 70. I've already written it out there. Ticket number 70 for John Aitken. John Parrish, where's our photos? I mentioned that right at the beginning of the show, John. You weren't there, were you, my darling? Very, 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 very disappointed you weren't there, John. Very, very disappointed you weren't there. Very, very disappointed indeed. We want a Barry Manilow song, do we, as it's his birthday? Oh, I suppose I could do that. Just a moment now. Let's have a look. Let's have see what we can find. We've done that one. I write the songs. We've done Mandy. Have we done Even Now? Have we done Even Now? Weekend in New England. I've done that. Stay. Oh, we got to have Stay, haven't we? Because that's Mick Davenport's favourite song. That is Stay. So let's do this one. We'll do Stay this morning. I don't think I've done that one live, have I? Let's just take it down a bit. I might know the words. I don't need the words this one. Do you remember how we used to be when we found the dream of you and me? From the very start, you took my breath away. And tonight, let's bring back yesterday. Darling, stay. Why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. We can make love till the morning light. Baby, stay. I can make everything alright. Just tell me what to say, 'cause I really don't want you to go. You used to laugh and say sweet things to me. You made me happy as a man can be. Hold me in your arms like you did then. Let the memory live all over again. Darling, stay. Why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. We can make love till the morning light. Baby, stay. I can make everything alright. Just tell me what to say, 'cause I really don't want you to go. darling, stay. Why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. We can make love till the morning light. Baby, stay. I can make everything alright. Just tell me what you say, 'cause I really don't want you to go. Darling, stay. Little croaked up at the end there. Sorry, gang. There you go. Especially for Mari, requesting that for Barry Manilow's birthday today. Oops, sorry, gang. Let's just stop that there. Requesting that especially for Barry Manilow's. He's got to be 73 or 74. Mari would know the answer to that. Don't know how old he is today, actually, to be honest. Okay, now why are we saying well done, Jason? What's happening there? There we are. I think we're done this morning, aren't we? Are we done this morning? Can't see anything else of there. All right, there we go. All right, boys and girls, thanks so much for joining us on the show today. As I say, John, I'll get your picture on there for tomorrow. I'm sure I put it on there, but apparently I didn't. So there we are. And I can't, once I've started the show, I can't transfer a picture through the system onto the other computer because it mucks up the picture. Something goes wrong. Perhaps it uses up stuff on the wires instead of sending the show down. So I'll get that on for you tomorrow. All right. Have a lovely day. But, I haven't got my little music player. I usually have a bit of music playing. That's better. I love it. Thank you. Paul and Lou switched off there. Have you really? One man and his Sprinter van have got videos up, photos out and about. He's got his own channel there. Check him out on the YouTube. One man and his Sprinter van. All right, boys and girls. Have a lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow morning around about the same time. All right. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Cheerio now.